The year was 1961. The place, a small town in Czechoslovakia. Life was simple, neighbors knew each other, kids played outside, the air smelled like fresh bread and flowers. It seemed peaceful, but something terrible was hidden just beneath the surface. Then it happened. A scary discovery shocked everyone. The bodies of several babies were found in the local hospital. They were lifeless and had strange injuries. Fear spread through the town. Who could do such a horrible thing? The answer was chilling. A nurse, Marie Fikáčková. The quiet town, once so peaceful, became a nightmare. Whispers replaced laughter. No one trusted each other anymore. The peaceful image was shattered, replaced by the horrible truth of what one of their own had done. They didn't know it yet, but this was just the beginning of a very dark story. Marie Fikáčková's early life seemed normal. Born in 1936, she grew up during World War II. Her childhood, though filled with the worries of war, didn't show any signs of the darkness that would take over her. Some people said she was quiet, even shy. But inside, something dangerous was growing, a mix of mental instability and a desire for power. Some people think the horrors of war affected young Marie, planting the seeds of her twisted way of thinking. Others think her troubled family life with rumors of abuse and neglect played a part. But the truth, like Fikáčková herself, remained a mystery, a scary reminder that evil often hides in plain sight, disguised as normal. The quiet girl, the unnoticed neighbor, held a darkness that would soon change their lives forever. The investigation into the baby's deaths started with a desperate search for answers. Every part of the hospital was searched, every staff member questioned. Suspicion quickly fell on Marie Fikáčková. As the police investigated further, a terrible truth came out. Fikáčková, who was supposed to care for the babies, had become their attacker. She confessed to everything, each confession more horrible than the last. Fikáčková admitted to injecting babies with morphine, watching without emotion as they died. She talked about the power she felt, the sick pleasure she got from controlling their lives. These weren't random acts of violence, but planned, cold-blooded murders. This revelation shocked the community. The trusted nurse, the woman who promised to heal, had betrayed them all. News of Fikáčková's crime spread quickly. The small town, once united, was torn apart by fear and anger. Parents who had left their newborns at the hospital were filled with dread and guilt. The thought of their innocent children suffering at the hands of someone they trusted was unbearable. Everyone was angry. Protests broke out, demanding justice for the lost lives. People struggled to understand. How could a woman who was supposed to protect the vulnerable cause such pain? Their sense of safety was shattered, replaced by a constant fear. It could have been my child. The case of Marie Fikáčková became a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide within seemingly ordinary people. As Section 5, a system shaken. Repercussions on Czech healthcare. The impact of Fikáčková's crimes went far beyond the small town. The entire Czech healthcare system was questioned. People asked about hiring practices, staff monitoring, and the overall safety of patients in hospitals. The case showed big problems in the system, especially when it came to mental health evaluations. People across the nation demanded change. The government, shocked by the public outcry, promised to make hiring stricter, require mental health evaluations for healthcare workers, and increase supervision in hospitals. This case was a serious wake-up call, forcing the nation to face its weaknesses and work towards a safer healthcare system. Section 6, Justice for the Victims, the Trial and Sentencing. Marie Fikáčková's trial was a huge media event. The whole nation and even the world watched as the prosecution revealed the horrifying details of her crimes. Fikáčková, once a quiet nurse, became a symbol of pure evil. Her cold attitude, her emotionless description of the murders chilled everyone to the bone. The defense tried to say she was mentally ill, that her actions were beyond her control, but the evidence, along with Fikáčkova's own confessions, was too strong. The jury thought about it for days, their decision a heavy burden. Finally, the verdict came guilty on all counts. Marie Fikáčková was sentenced to death. Section 7. Life for a life. The death penalty debate reignited. Fikáčkova's sentence started a big discussion about the death penalty. Some people thought it was the right punishment for her terrible crimes, while others struggled with the idea of taking a life, even as revenge. Those who supported the death penalty felt it was the only fitting punishment for someone who had shown no respect for human life. They believed Fikáčková deserved the ultimate price, a life for a life. Others argued that the death penalty didn't stop crime and that it went against the basic right to life. They believed that even after such horrific acts, society should focus on rehabilitation and justice, not revenge. The case of Marie Fikáčková, though horrifying, brought attention to the important issue of mental health, especially in the medical field. The fact that someone trusted to care for babies could do such terrible things forced the nation to face a hard truth. Mental illness can affect anyone, anywhere, and the consequences can be devastating. Czechoslovakia, like many countries at the time, had a lot of stigma around mental illness. This case started a national conversation, leading to calls for more mental health awareness, better resources for healthcare workers, and more understanding of mental health problems. The legacy of Marie Fikáčková, though born from tragedy, became a turning point, leading to more open discussion and a better approach to mental health in Czechoslovakia. Section 9. Echoes of Horror, a Legacy of Fear and Reform. Decades have passed since the chilling case of Marie Fikáčková, but its impact is still felt. The small town, forever changed by her crimes, serves as a sad reminder of the darkness that can hide beneath the surface of normal life. The case reminds us that evil can look like anyone, and that even those we trust with our care can have terrible secrets. But from this tragedy, hope emerged. Fikáčková's horrific acts forced the nation to face its weaknesses, leading to important changes in the healthcare system and a greater focus on mental health. The case, though filled with darkness, ultimately led to positive change, making sure that the innocent lives lost were not forgotten. The echoes of horror, though fading, remind us to be careful, to ask questions, and to never assume the safety of those in our care.